because this project is all about using fabrics that I already have in my stash. That's where I'm gonna start for my inspiration. My name is Josephine and this is part 2 in my designing a collection series. I'm going to pick out a few fabrics, see how they work together, just based on the kind of fabrics I find. I want to have a cohesive color story, just to feel like this is a collection, and I want the pieces to work together. Maybe because I like prints, maybe I'm not going to be able to wear all of the tops with all of the bottoms. I'm going to have to include a few solid colors as well. I'm going to use 1 or 2 prints just because I think it's fun to work with prints and I like wearing prints. So I have a lot of different kinds of fabrics in my collection and also a lot of different trims. So I want to incorporate lace trims into a blouse. So I have an idea about like a white lacy blouse where I can incorporate these vintage laces that I have. Nice to kind of elevate a white blouse and make it really detailed and beautiful. So I'm going to show kind of the inspiration behind that and also the kind of materials I have to work with, because I can't buy anything new for this project. I have a lot and I want to use it, so this is a good way of using what I have and not go and buy anything new for this specific project. I was thinking about around 5 pieces, and last episode I talked about a dress. I think now I'm not gonna make a dress because dresses is something I have, but I don't use them as much as I used to. So I think it would be more practical for me to make, let's say, 3 tops and 2 bottoms. That's gonna make for more variation and more outfits, more pairings. So that's where I'm at now. I'm gonna show you a bit what I've saved on Pinterest for this collection, and also I have 1 blouse. I really like the shape and the details, but the fabric is horrible. It's 100% polyester. I think I'm gonna create a pattern inspired by this shape, like this detail and the buttons and the neckline. I don't like the sleeves and it's really long, so I'm just gonna make my own version of this blouse. That's gonna be one of the pieces. I have a lot of things in my head. I have a lot of things I want to design, and this is gonna force me to actually get it done. I am going to turn you around and explain kind of my process on why I choose certain fabrics and colors. Okay, let's start with the lacy blouse. So I have this vintage linen sheet from 1942, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a really thin, soft linen. At least I think. Maybe it's like a cotton linen blend. It's a sheet for like a baby bed because it's so small. So that's my conclusion. This will be the perfect base for this blouse. And then I'm going to show you the kind of lace options I have. Everything here is either inherited from my grandma and my aunt and my mom, or I have found it in thrift shops, secondhand. So I have this lace. This is cut off from something. I think this would be a really nice hem, or the hem of a sleeve maybe. I think that's really pretty. And then I have this edge lace. This could be just as a detail around the neckline, or maybe on the sleeves. And this can be in between 2 pieces of fabric to create a bit of interest. I think definitely I'm going to use this one. And then I have a lot of lace, like crochet lace that can be used for this. So I have a lot of options. I will just need to figure out the kind of blouse I want to make, like the design, and then I can figure out like where to place everything. But I'm also going to show you the inspiration photos, like where this design comes from. So I want kind of like a boho blouse with sleeves, ruffles, and a lot of details. So that's the white blouse. The next blouse is the one that's going to be inspired by the blouse I already have, the thrifted one that I want to create a pattern inspired by. And I have this viscose fabric. This is really beautiful. It has a really fluid drape and it's really nice. It has a nice feel against the skin. And the color is like a dusty, light pink, which I really, really like. I also have this exact fabric in a mint color. So those two, I haven't decided yet. I think that's gonna be a really nice staple, like basic blouse that will go with a lot of things. And I think I will enjoy wearing that. And then I want to make something with this fabric. So this has like a salmon pink and like a cognac brown, and it's quite thin, but it's not as fluid in the drape as the other fabric. I'm going to show you an illustration that I made. This blouse has a really nice squarish neckline and nice sleeves, but can also be like tucked into trousers or skirts. So I think that's a really good option. And then I want to create a skirt, like a mini skirt. So I'm going to show you some inspiration pics. I like a lot of them, and what they have in common is this old-timey rose or flowers print. And the colors, I want it to be green and pink. That's the inspiration. I have two fabric options that I found in my stash. Both of them, funnily enough, are old curtains that I've thrifted. You know you have too much fabric when you can find these two options in your stash. So this is a cotton. It's quite stiff and it's like the quality is like a quilting cotton almost. I like the colors. I think this is more like autumn appropriate than this one. This one has a white background, but there's a lot of leaves, so you can't really see it. But I think this appears a bit lighter, but this has a really nice feel to it. So this is a sateen, and it feels more heavy and luxurious than this one. But I think maybe I like this one more because of the colors. So if this is a mini skirt, obviously the white blouse is going to go with both. And then I have this blouse. So the pink one goes with both. But the mint, I can only see that worn with this option. What do you think? Which top and which skirt would you make? Yeah, I'm undecided, but some kind of skirt, mini skirt, and this one or this one as a top blouse to go with it. Let me know in the comments which fabric you like best. And then a pair of trousers. So this is a cotton twill, and it has this navy color. It's a very dark navy, and it goes like it shifts more towards green than towards purple, if you know what I mean. I think it's really nice. I want to make a pair of bootcut trousers with it. I think that's gonna look really nice. And let's look at the tops. So this one is going to represent the white lacy blouse. And then we have the mint, dusty pink, and this print. I think all of the blouses will go really well with the navy trousers. So all tops go with this one, but when we add the skirt, everything goes except these. Like this one I wouldn't wear with neither of these skirts. This blouse I would only wear with this one. Yeah. So these two tops are the best options. I think I want to make this blouse, even if I know it can only be worn with the trousers, but this one will also look really nice with like a denim skirt, which I already own, and a pair of jeans. I already have that. Maybe even with black trousers, but I think navy looks nicer. So this is still a good piece in my whole wardrobe. So help me decide on the skirt. That would be really helpful. So this is what the collection looks like so far. Okay, some options for buttons. I think I want like a button down front, at least on one of the blouses. Maybe the white one to add even more detailing. So I have these really nice buttons. They are a bit yellow. So maybe not the best option. I also have these buttons. I think those are a better choice maybe. But maybe I want to have some buttons on a skirt as well. So I have some options here. These would work well for like a button placket at the center front, I think. And they could work for both fabrics. Or I have, if I want to have buttons at the waistband, for example. Oh, look at that. Such a good match. I think that would look really nice on a waistband and then a zip. Beautiful. I also have these smaller ones. Maybe it's a good color match. And if I need just one button for this blouse, maybe like a keyhole opening at the back, then I can use this button. That would be really nice. And for this one, I don't really have a lot of options, which is a shame because this was the one I thought I was gonna make as the button down, inspired by the thrifted blouse I already have. I mean, I could use white buttons, but I would prefer not to. Yeah, this is more purple. Maybe I could do covered buttons. I will have to think about that. Maybe I don't need to put buttons on this and I can do it on this one instead. Let me know what you think about the button situation. One thing I will say is I don't really like the look of a button-down blouse with a button-down skirt. So maybe I'm just gonna keep either all of the blouses are not gonna have a button-down front because the skirt is gonna have it, or I'm gonna make the skirt with just button at the waistband and then some of the blouses can have button downs, like a button placket. We will see. So that's the inspiration and the concept of the collection. Let me know in the comments what you think so far and if you have any suggestions for me. Thank you so much for watching. That was everything for this episode. If you are following along and designing your own collection with me, let me know how it goes in the comments. And if you are interested in my mentorship, I have an application form down below. See you next time.